Going on a cruise, there are dozens of free things that you can get on a cruise, and cruise lines don't advertise them. We're talking little known benefits, behind the scenes freebies, and secret perks that can not only save you money, but truly improve your cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, I recently took my 50th cruise, and I was amazed at all of the free things that are available if you know who to ask. We'll go over cabin request, dining and drinks, general freebies and perks, senior and accessibility benefits, and entertainment and activities. Your cabin. Now, I am surprised by how many people say, do you know what? This was not offered in my cabin. I heard it comes with it. Well, the fact is, if you don't request, if you don't ask, if you don't know where to look, sometimes you're just not going to get that perk. Now, here are a few things that you can ask your cabin attendant or other crew members, and some of these you would never even think of. Now, you can ask your cruise cabin attendant for a bathrobe. Most cruise lines will allow you to use a bathrobe in your cabin, so if it's not there, don't forget to ask. But you can also ask for slippers on many cruise lines. Now, something a lot of people wouldn't think about is you might even want to ask your cabin attendant if he or she has any tote bags. Sometimes there are tote bags that might even be remaining from a past passenger. It was a loyalty perk. Now, other basics, of course, you can ask for are pillows, but not just pillows, but more comfortable pillows. Sometimes there's a pillow menu available and you wouldn't even know it if you didn't ask. Of course, extra towels are a given, but did you know that you can ask for a mattress topper or something else to make your bed more comfortable? Now, one of my absolute favorites is asking for an outdoor blanket. If you are on a cruise where you are going to Alaska or to Norway or another cooler climate, there are cruise lines that will provide this for you. Wine or champagne glasses. Now, on some cruise ships, you're actually going to get this in your cruise cabin, but otherwise you can ask your cabin attendant. Now, the alternative is just head over to any of the different bars and you can ask for glasses there and just keep them in your cabin, along with, of course, asking for your ice bucket to be filled daily. Towel animals. Now, this is a little bit of a cruise cutback we've seen in recent years from some cruise lines, but many cabin attendants still know how to make them or even like making them. So if you are sailing with children or maybe first-time cruisers, you can casually mention to your cabin attendant that you love towel animals, and you might be surprised that one or two might show up for you. Towels for excursions. Now, I know this is one of the questions that many first-time cruisers ask. They say, should I bring towels on my cruise? So no, you do not need to bring towels. You will have pool towels that are provided at the pool deck, but if you are going on excursions, usually in your cabin attendant is going to place towels that you can bring on excursions. Request a pack and play if you are sailing with young children. Now, there are lots of free benefits if you are sailing with young children, but one of the things that you can request in your cabin is a pack and play. Loyalty, benefits, and perks. Now, I'm not talking about those higher level perks that are pretty amazing, but even if you've sailed with a cruise line even one time, you're often going to get some perks. Now, what you can do is take a look if there is a notice in your cabin, but unfortunately, many cruise lines have gone a little bit more paperless, so you may have to find this information in your app or even go on the cruise line website and screenshot it so you can take advantage of discounts in the cruise gift shop. And if you're buying a piece of jewelry, this can really add up, and in our experience, it is stackable with other sales and promotions. Now, other things to look for are free drinks that you might have available with your loyalty perks and laundry benefits. Now, this I think is one of the very best things, and what you can get is laundry bag specials where you can get a laundry bag for free. You can sometimes get 1 or 2 pressed items. And let's face it, if you have a couple of items that just need some ironing, rather than paying $6 to $10 per item, this can be something that you could take advantage of free. Now, when we're talking about loyalty perks, it usually means that we've signed up for the cruise loyalty program online, maybe for casino offers, maybe for the cruise line newsletters, all of the fun stuff. But something that most people don't realize is that over the years, our personal information ends up on a lot of different databases. And that's where the sponsor of today's video, Incogni, comes in. If you've ever booked a cruise, a flight, or even just searched for travel deals, Your personal information is already out there, and it's not just sitting around, it's being bought, sold, and passed around by hundreds of data brokers that you probably haven't even heard of. Your name, email, phone number, and even your travel patterns all being used without your permission. Now, what Incogni does is it automatically contacts those data broker sites on your behalf and requests that your personal information be removed. Now, I started to use Incogni a few months ago, and every single month I get a report letting me know which data broker sites have deleted my info. Now, it's super easy to sign up. First, you create an account. It actually took me less than 5 minutes. Then you grant Incogni the right to act on your behalf to request removal of your personal data from these sites. Now, the best part is this is all done automatically, and signing up for an annual plan is best, as this can be done proactively every single month, even as new data broker sites emerge. Now, I do have an awesome 60% off discount code on Incogni's annual plan, so I will leave my exclusive link as well as the discount code down below in the description of this video, as well as a pinned comment. New cruise tech on cruise ships. Now, this really does make a big difference, and there is a bit of a free service that you can actually get by using one of these things. So first, let's talk about cruise Wi-Fi. Now, cruise Wi-Fi is not included or free on a cruise, but the thing that is free is the Cruise Line app. And I know a lot of people don't realize this, but the Cruise Line app actually has a lot of information on it beyond just the daily activities that you can favorite, by the way, so it kind of becomes a little bit of your agenda or calendar. But beyond that, you'll actually see all of the menus that are available many times for the different restaurants and the main dining room, and that can really help you to choose where you may go to eat, even if that restaurant is included. But the other thing is the messaging on the Cruise Line app. If you want to skip Wi-Fi altogether, but still be able to message the other people that you are sailing with, you can do this on most Cruise Line apps. This is a free service. The free AI assistant or digital concierge. Now, normally I try to stay away from all things that are AI, but I have to tell you, this is pretty handy, and it can save you time because you will not have to go to guest services, and you may not even have to ask your cabin attendant. So if you take a look on your Cruise Line app, it may have a chat feature where you can actually contact guest services, or I guess in some cases you're actually not speaking to a person, but still very handy. If you have any small requests or even questions, you can actually just look on your Cruise Line app and you can ask that digital concierge. Freebies. Now, this is one of my favorite parts, and I found a new freebie on a recent cruise. Yes, you can look out for free items that are available sometimes for some of the themed events. Now, we were recently on a Disney cruise, and what we found in our cabin for the Pirate Night themed party were pirate-themed bandanas. Now, other freebies you can find on a cruise include sometimes playing cards. You can actually just ask at guest services. Sometimes they're available, but not as much as they used to be. But you can also ask for postcards. We were on a recent Emma Waterways cruise, and not only did they have postcards available, but they even mailed them for you for free. Free chocolates on your pillow. I absolutely love this. Now, this is not available on all cruises, but it still is available on some. And isn't that so nice for turn down service? Free extras if you stay in suites. Now, I know you're paying a little bit more for that cabin, but sometimes you're getting these luxurious tote bags and more. Free continental breakfast. This is absolutely one of my best favorite free perks on a cruise. Now, most cruise lines do have free continental breakfast that is available, and it doesn't mean you have to only eat on your balcony or in your cabin, but you can have this even as your first breakfast on a cruise and then go for another breakfast in the main dining room or in the buffet. Free participation prizes. Now, sometimes these prizes, if you play trivia or any of the other games, can be small things like keychains or a medal. So they make just a great souvenir, but sometimes you might win a bottle of champagne or something of more value. Now, speaking of contests, join the raffles in the cruise shops. Oftentimes there are very few people that are actually there to be able to win them. And yes, my mother she loves these contests. She's actually won diamond earrings, she's won champagne and more. Free ironing. Now, oftentimes people ask, how do you iron your clothes on a cruise ship because you're not able to bring an iron or steamer? It's a fire hazard. Well, research your cruise ship in advance and find out if there are any free ironing rooms available on Princess ships, some Holland America ships, many Carnival ships. this is something available, and some higher end luxury lines as well. Now, I will tell you a little secret on Norwegian Cruise Line, and I learned this from viewers, so thank you for sharing this tip. If you're on a Norwegian cruise ship, ask your cabin attendant if you can borrow an iron and an ironing board. Now, I have been lent this in the past. They'll only give it to you for about a half an hour or so, but it really is all you need. So just ask. A free daily planner. Now, I say this because a lot of cruise lines have gone paperless recently, and daily planners and sometimes even menus are on the app or on QR codes. But do you know what? If you want a paper version of these items, they are available. You just have to ask either your cabin attendant, your waiter, or at guest services. Free exercise classes. Now, not only is a state-of-the-art gym available on a cruise ship, but many cruise ships do have classes. Now, they can be in the gym, but take a look elsewhere on the cruise ship as well. Free Zumba classes that might be available in a lounge or maybe in the ship's atrium, and pool aerobics as well. Invitations to exclusive access areas. Now, sometimes this is a little bit of a loyalty perk, but sometimes you just happen to be in the right place at the right time and you might get an invitation. Now, this can be an invitation to the helicopter pad or even a secret speakeasy. Free sunscreen stations. Now, I have to say this one really surprised me, but we were on Celebrity Silhouette last year, and what did we find? Well, there was a sunscreen station that not only had sunscreen available, but also aloe vera. Spa discounts on embarkation day. You can get free neck massages, and honestly, even better, you can get free bundles where you actually book your spa package, but they'll throw in a few freebies as well. And not only on embarkation day, by the way, if you book, but take a look also on port days, because oftentimes some services are going to be cheaper, or even you might get a free service included if you book your spa treatment. And something that I noticed is sometimes if you book your treatment or even salon visit like after 4 p.m., that is going to be less expensive than if you book that appointment earlier in the day. A free sauna. Now, this is not available on every cruise ship, because most cruise ships now, the newer ones that are built, are going to have their sauna that is part of their thermal suite. But if you go on an older cruise ship, you're going to find oftentimes a sauna that's available just outside of the gym or even in the women's or men's locker room. And this is completely free. And I'm going to share another tip. If you find the bathroom showers very small, a tip that a lot of cruisers like to use is go over to the gym and use the showers there. Not only are they going to be much larger, but you might find that the water pressure there is fantastic. And something that I found is there is usually some pretty good quality lotion that is available in those gym bathrooms. Also, take advantage of any of the bathrobes that might be available for you to use while you're there. Now, in a couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about how to get free money on a cruise. But first, I did want to talk about dining. All right. Now, I think if you're going on a cruise, you probably know that a lot of food is included on a cruise. So I'm not going to go into all those details, but I am going to give you a few little secrets. Order off menu items. Now, you have to be pretty understanding about this because they can't always accommodate you. But if you notice something that was on the menu the night before and it's not on the menu the next night, you can always ask the waiter. Now, in the case on a recent cruise, my son wanted the steak frite that was on the menu the night before. And he just asked the waiter, he said, "Oh, the steak frite is not on the menu tonight." He thought it was like an everyday item. And the waiter said, "You know what? Let me go check with the chef and see if we can accommodate you." And lo and behold, they were able to. Now, beyond that, there are other off-menu items that you can ask for. Some of those things include a chicken noodle soup if you're not feeling well, a cheese plate, a fruit plate, a plain salad, and if you have some favorite dishes, don't hesitate to ask the maitre d' if that can maybe be accommodated even on another night of your cruise. Now, if you've ordered any off-menu items and you have any tips and suggestions, please let us know down in the comments below. Order multiple items. Now, this is where there has been a change actually over the last year or so, because some cruise lines don't allow you to order multiple main dishes anymore, or there is going to be an extra charge of like $5. Most cruise lines don't, but some do. But what you can do is they're not going to limit you on appetizers. And honestly, sometimes the appetizers are even better than the main dishes. So order Appetizers, maybe even consider doing this as a shared table experience. And the dessert menu as well, you can order as many as you like. And little tip, take a look at the children's menu, because if you're on a Disney cruise and if you love the Mickey Ears ice cream on a stick, that is available even to adults. Order gluten-free versions of your favorite foods. Now, by the way, if you have a dietary need or you're just wondering about everything that you could need to know about cruise food and how they handle that and just everything that goes on in the galley on a cruise ship, I have a video all about that. I'll leave that at the end of this video. It's awesome. But you can order gluten-free versions of pizza, of pasta. And if you do have any allergies or anything like that, speak with the maitre d' or the restaurant supervisor, and they can accommodate you. Free casual dining that is going to surprise you. Now, sometimes it's hard to know what is included on a cruise. So of course your main dining is included, your buffet, but also a lot of the casual restaurants on a cruise are included as well. And one thing that surprises people is there's usually a cafe, and at the cafe on most cruise ships, those little sweet treats are included as well. Ask for leftovers. Now, normally I wouldn't think about asking for leftovers, but I'll tell you, if you want to bring some pizza back to your cabin and you've gone to the pizza specialty restaurant, you can definitely do that. Now, if you're not feeling well one evening, you can ask the waiter if you can bring that back to your cabin, and they will allow you. And on one cruise, my two sons just weren't feeling great when we went to the steakhouse, and they actually packed up a tomahawk steak for later. I have to admit, the boys said that they actually were not in the mood and it did stay in the fridge the entire week, but you get the idea. Check for special or themed buffets. Now, I'm talking about chocolate buffets, seafood buffets, German night, Mexican night, and more. And look for other fun food freebies. As an example, if you're on Virgin Voyages, you can actually go to the social where you can get licorice, Swedish berries, and chocolate fudge available, I think, most of the day and night. And if you're sailing with Princess, and sometimes other cruise lines do this as well, you're gonna find popcorn available on the pool deck when there's a movie playing for Movies Under the Stars. Now, we will talk more about entertainment and activities in a minute, but first let's just talk about where you can get some free drinks on the cruise. So first, go to the art auctions if you want any free sparkling wine or champagne. The Captain's Night often is going to have some free champagne as well. And do not skip the past passenger party, but make sure that you go on time. And there are often many different cocktails offered for free. You can also earn free drinks in the casino. If you are actively playing, flag down a waiter and they will often bring you a free drink. Attend afternoon tea. Now, of course, the tea is included at afternoon tea, but in addition to that, you're going to have a really nice experience with little petit fours and sandwiches as well, all included. Water. Now, yes, water is free on a cruise, but not free water bottles. But something a lot of people don't know is the water is completely safe and drinkable on a cruise. Now, I prefer to get it from a bar or even to get it from one of the refill stations at the buffet, but you can actually drink the water in your cabin bathroom. That is safe as well. Now, something that I suggest that you do is actually bring a refillable water bottle so that you can bring water back to your cabin. That stays cold by putting it in the fridge, and this way you are not tempted by that room service minibar that is going to cost you a pretty penny. Take advantage of the coffee cards. Now, while coffee is free in the buffet and in the dining room, if you like some specialty coffee, many cruise ships, they are going to charge, but what you can do is have a coffee card where after buying 6 coffees, you will get the 7th one free. Free citrus water at the spa, or one of my favorite places to have it is when you are coming back to the cruise ship. There's often cold citrus water offered to you along with a cold towel. This is a perfect, small, luxurious, free perk that you're going to get on many cruises. Senior benefits and accessibility perks. Now, we can do an entire video about this topic, but in this video, I did want to mention a couple specific things. And of course, it's not only for seniors. Anybody can use this. But if you need certain items, for instance, a shower chair in your cabin, this is available for free. Now, it is a good idea to note this on your booking, or you can look on the cruise line website. There's usually a special needs or accessibility form. And of course, if you're dealing with a travel agent, that's what they're for. And they can absolutely help you out with this as well. Now, beyond this, if you need some wheelchair assistance to get on the cruise ship or off the cruise ship, or if you're traveling with somebody who does, the little secret perk is you actually get on and off the ship faster, even onto those tenders. So definitely do not hesitate to use this. And if you would like a video all about this topic, please let me know by just saying senior perks or something else down in the comments below. Entertainment and activities that are free. Now, so many things are free or included on a cruise, but sometimes it is hard to know when it comes to the activities. So something I suggest is research your specific ship before you get on, because you do not want to miss out on any of those free activities. Now, I'm not just talking about water slides, but in some cases it's zip lines and more. And even sometimes lessons might be available. So if you would like to pick up a new activity like pickleball, for instance, you'll want to look out for this. Free Vegas or Broadway style shows. Now, you could take advantage of free comedians, piano players, and of course, those Broadway style shows on a cruise ship. In our experience, the quality is excellent, and you should not miss out on doing this on a cruise. The cinema. Now, this is something I have definitely been sleeping on, but on many cruise ships, you're going to have a small cinema, or maybe a movie is going to be played in a lounge, and sometimes this can even be a first run movie. Now, if you've got a rainy day on a cruise ship, or maybe you're on a transatlantic crossing or a longer sailing, this is definitely something to look for. Free perks for families and kids. Now, do not miss taking advantage of an amazing kids club, great supervision, great activities. And sometimes, by the way, parents, if you want a little bit of a date night, just even for like dinner, there's a couple of times a week that you might even have like group dinners that your kids have in the kids club, and you could use that as an opportunity to go to dinner yourself. Now, the kids club is usually free up until 10 o'clock p.m. and after that there may be group babysitting, which is more of a party, although that is going to have an additional charge. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know, what are some of the perks that you didn't know about? Please let me know down in the comments below, and let me know as well, are there some perks, some free things that I did not mention? Please add that to the comments below. And I'm going to leave that video all about dining right after this. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.